out for a nice walk. Beautiful day, 66 degrees in Florida. And here's an example. A little biking. Doing a little biking. One of the things when you get to be 50 plus, 60 plus, you gotta keep up exercise. Low stress on the bike is wonderful. But swimming and cycling can lead to early segments of osteoporosis, which is the bones get weak. You gotta have a little bit of stress on the bones to make them happy. Now at this age, you don't do deadlifts. You don't do a lot of heavy duty fitness. You could do some squats. You could jump a little rope if you still can. Just the small jumps in place. How are you? Just anything you can do to put resistance training in gear. 5-pound dumbbells make good for doing a little bit of exercise. You don't want to stress your joints, the hips, the arms, too much. No, you don't want to kill yourself. You don't want a stress fracture. You got to take it kind of easy. But you need to do a little bit of something. It's like the athletes like to work out on the top one day, the legs another day. Do a little bit of something. Go for your walk, or a skip, or a little jog. A fast walk is technically 3 to 4 miles per hour, kind of going like this, getting a little bit of movement going. It's the way they like it. Going for, you're like walking around the store like, what? I'm walking. No, they mean the quicker walk. If you can. Not all the time, but just every once in a while. Just kick it up a little bit. Let's round this curve here. Yeah. There you go, see? Got the heart going just a touch bit more. Beautiful day. When you're 50, 60, you gotta take it easy, but you gotta keep moving. And riding the bike is great. Nothing wrong with that. But you're not putting any stress on the joints. You're doing the muscles, the heart, the lungs. You're doing all the right stuff. You don't have to go far on the bike. You don't have to have a nice super bike. Just getting out. You know you're doing too much if your voice kind of goes. You're doing enough then. So you have to check your heart rate. Make sure you're with your doctor. You get to do some of this stuff. You should be eating your vitamin D, getting your vegetables. You gotta eat right for your bones to be happy and grow right. If you're at an age of low salt, it's probably telling you to get rid of caffeine. All this stuff starts kicking in. You probably remember from your parents saying, I had to quit smoking, I had to stop drinking. Doctor told me not to use salt, so I'm using sea salt or this pink Himalayan salt. That's different. And you're like, no, it's not. It's salt. Do not use too much salt. You're like, oh my gosh. But just be smart about it. Ask your doctor if you want to. But get out every day you can. Here in Florida, this is about 1 o'clock or whatever time it is. Don't even know. Don't have my watch on. Left my Apple Watch. If I fall down, I guess the phone will tell them something happened to me. That happened one time on the bike. I had it and it lost balance while I was just sitting there in the driveway. and it fell over. And I was like, well, crap. I picked my bike up. Now I'm getting ready to go, and the phone was attached to the bike. And my watch got a message that I had a fall alert. And I was like, what? Do you want to call 911? I was like, oh, crap. So, I had to fix that real quick. But yeah, do what you can. Don't eat the junk, the sugars. My doctor told me not to have too much of the white, the breads, because that turns into sugar. I'm like, you can't enjoy it. It's like I have a little piece of dark chocolate going, dark chocolate's supposed to be good for you. Like a little piece. As opposed to regular chocolate. And then my wife's holding up this bag of Hershey Kisses. I'm like, oh my gosh. Put those away from me because I'll reach and grab them. That's bad. So do what you can to get in shape. Try to get out when you can, when the weather's nice. I know in Florida, there's always a nice part of the day, provided it's not raining in the summer. But get out, watch a few videos on it's 50 plus, what kind of exercises are okay, and kind of compare them and look at the ones that say what not to do at 50 plus. You can't be putting too much pressure on your joints. Hard running, doing box jumps, jumping, that puts a little pressure on the bones, the joints, not too bad. But, and it gets your heart going a little bit. That was interesting. I was going to jump rope again. They say that's good for you. Just take it easy. You probably don't want one of those weighted ropes. That might be a little too much. But just something light and easy. And see if you can still do it. Don't trip and fall. Don't knock anything off. Be out in the open. Man, do it in the driveway. Don't do it long. Just a little bit. Get the heart going a little bit. See if you can still do it. You'll get to a point. It might be slow at the beginning. You might just step it over practically. But just a little start. It's like riding the bike again. When I got back on that bike, I was like, oh my gosh, this is interesting. I was just going around the block. Felt I was happy. It's good enough. But now I've gotten to a point where I've gone several miles and it's not that big a deal. And there's a bike trail nearby that helps. So I've gone around the block. I got a pinched nerve in my neck. Got rid of that. It's almost gone. But it was just going on forever. I wasn't able to ride the bike. And I'm finally getting to a point where I'm more confident on the bike with the pinched nerve. And the trick was, the massage they show you on some of those videos, going down the neck, work it back, really push. The thing the guy had on one video, the only one I saw, he was talking about the nerve being glued in place, which was an interesting concept. And to really get in there and push, I just pushed with all the fingers so I wouldn't miss. But you had to push, hold it, and then I'd turn slowly. I even opened my mouth a little bit. You could feel things working in your neck. And let go, turn, push again. Get that thing loosened up. Then do the rubbing. Massage that thing. Made a difference. Getting the towel behind your head and kind of pulling up, lifting up the back slightly. Using it, towel made a great little thing for adding resistance, because you would try to pull your head back. They want you to put your head back or push your chin in, and you can feel it. If you got a pinched nerve, you're like, ugh, that's something. And pushing your head this way, about 10 seconds. Just resistance, pushing that way, try to turn your head, but hold it gently in place. Forward, backward, And that's resistance. And your bones need that. So the neck bones need some kind of resistance so they can build up again, get that osteoporosis level out. Push. Might need a little calcium in your diet. Things like that, maybe at nighttime. Well, magnesium, calcium, a touch of B12, and orange juice in the morning. And if you got kidney problems, you can't have too much of that orange juice and stuff. A lot of that stuff you have to check with. That's what you got to check with the doctor. You got hypertension, high blood pressure. Get rid of the salt. Cut back on that caffeine. Kidney disease. Get the yogurts that have the coconut. It's so simple. I think it's the brand. They have ice cream bars, and they're coconut based instead of milk based. They don't want you having too much milk, but you're like, I need the milk for the bones, right? Protein, you need protein, but they do make plant-based proteins, powder, and you can get that. Add it to water, stir it up, take a little drink, especially after exercising. They say it's good to have them at least 20 minutes after exercise, before 20 minutes. Get a little protein in there to help build those muscles and everything you need. Taking the proper vitamins. With kidney disease, you can't take a normal multivitamin. You need to be smart about not taking too many vitamins that are bad for people with kidney disease. So Google that stuff. What should you take? What should you not take? What should you kind of cut back on? And my doctor told me, with some of my conditions, you're all right to have a hamburger instead of the grilled chicken. Grilled chicken's better. Turkey, chicken, that's better for you. But you can go out and have a hamburger. It doesn't recommend it all the time. Didn't like the bread that goes with it. And I was like, Wendy's has a salad. That's green, that's leafy. Got some chicken in it. All that stuff has too much salt on it. But for one hand, it's healthy. On the other hand, it's like, it's better to prepare your own food, rinse the chicken off, warm water, get rid of some of that salt, and eat it that way. It's going to be bland, but it's going to be better for you. And then you might as well make the most of doing all that by going out and walk, ride your bike. See, we're still walking. I've been walking for 13 minutes now. On the video, I was walking before. Starting to listen to a podcast and I cut it off while I talked to you guys. So exercise over 50, loosening, just really pushing where it hurts there. And yeah. I'm not killing myself. I'm not pushing that hard. But when you have sore muscles and aches, you rub them out. But if they don't rub out, that might be the trick. The nerve could be kind of glued into a spot where it's kind of damaged and it's crinkled around that nerve, and that nerve don't want to move. You got to get that crinkle, break that crinkle up, push. I can still feel a little bit. I think when I turned my head then, it twinged. But it's a lot better. I'm sleeping better. It's getting there. Bought one of those contour pillows with the two curves. The big end is more for side sleeping, the other end's for your neck. That was interesting the first night. I have to see if I can get used to that. But I wasn't sleeping real well anyway with the pain in the neck. They say with the nerve damage in your neck, you have to find your own way to sleep. I found it on my left side, but the problem was this arm hurts from the damage. So if you're sleeping on that side, but you can't sleep on the other side because your neck would, so that wouldn't be good. So I got the pillow, regular pillow, the bed raised up just a little bit, and slept on this side. And then they say you have to figure out what to do with your arm. Can you leave it up like this, or does it hurt too much? Can you put it like this, maybe with a pillow underneath, and just kind of have it like that? Or is it going to be straight down like this? And I found straight down like this, kind of tucked in. My left knee was kind of cocked and pointing out of the bed slightly, and the right leg was bent a little bit. It was a little straighter, and I slept on my side. But then the hip bone started hurting because it was at such an odd angle. That messed up sleep. So I ended up going to the sofa and just kind of plopped up and had an ottoman, plopped my foot on it, and slept a couple hours that way. Then got tired of that and went back to bed and went back and forth. So I haven't been sleeping right, but finally figured out what to do with the nerves. So I'm going to get there. It's no problem. Rode my bike a couple times just in the neighborhood because it's a little hard to get off and turn my neck fast to look for traffic. I figured I'll stay in the neighborhood and just ride around and kick it up. I'll put it in single speed mode. You're like, single speed? You got a single speed, Scott? And they're like, no. Yeah, I'd probably kill myself. That's not a fixie. Fixie would kill myself. Single speed would be a little challenging because although there are no hills around here, it'd still be, hard going. You're not a kid anymore. And it would still be a little hard going. Pedal, 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 pedal. And then you feel like, I just need to cut down a gear, Let me just gear down and get this a little easier. But there would be no other easier, right? But they say single speed is good for health. Simple bike, doesn't break much. Great. But when you're 50 plus, I've got 9 speeds on my bike. And I plan on using them. If I get tired, I'll gear down. There's a little hill on the trail. I'll gear down and go up the hill. And I'll gear all the way down if I have to. And I know in the back of my head, one time after a storm, the winds were still bad. And I'm on the trail, as stupid as me. And that wasn't a good idea. But I had a big hill I had to take. And the wind was blowing right at me. So that was slowing me up. Going up the hill was slowing me up. And I knew before I even got halfway that I'm getting off this and pushing the bike up the hill. And that's the joke with single speed bikes. They're great little exercise machines because they just give you that one thing and go. But you can just, the joke is they have 3 gears, even though they're single speed. They're standing up, sitting down, and pushing. And that's it. And if all you've got at the house is single speed, enjoy it. That's your exercise machine. So get out, work out. My little walk. Might ride the bike again after this walk. Just zip it around the neighborhood, check, see how my head turning's doing, and venture out another day on the big trail. Everyone stay cool. Thank you.